In a report released by the International Association of Firefighters, new research draws a direct line between on-the-job exposure to traumatic events and PTSD. WGN's Dina Baer reports on this mental health risk.
On the Medical Watch, a call for help from those who are the first to help others. Just like soldiers in combat, firefighters and emergency medical responders share the same increased risk for post-traumatic stress disorder. Approximately 20% suffer with PTSD. It's an established statistic, but today a new report further underscores the growing need for mental health support at the firehouse. Think about what they see.
Manuel Aguilar, he was found in a home in the 1400 block of West Marquette last night. Firefighters say he'd been wrapped in a blanket.
Just one example in recent weeks. What at first appeared to be a burned-out building turned gruesome inside the body of a child, malnourished and severely neglected, left to die in the blaze. Chicago firefighters made the discovery.
I always tell people, if you look at my eyes right now, you couldn't even imagine what goes on behind my eyes because of the things that we and it has an effect on us.
It should come as no surprise that the collective experiences take a toll. In a recent report released today by the International Association of Firefighters, new research draws a direct line between on-the-job exposure to traumatic events and PTSD.
When I talk about it, there's flashcards that go on in my head and hundreds of scenes of people drowning or stabbed or shot or burned or suicide.
Daniel DeGrice has been a Chicago firefighter for 27 years. After a string of suicides among his active and retired colleagues in 2007 and 2010, the Battalion 1 chief sought to better understand the emotional impact of fire service. His research has helped spark a much-needed conversation about mental health among firefighters.
We came on this job to save lives, and we could save 99 lives, but that one life we don't save burns inside of us our entire career. And what we didn't understand is how to deal with that. That constant thought of what else could we have done? How can we have helped?
It's the what-ifs that so many need help processing. There are resources. Chicago firefighters have access to full counseling services, an employee assistance program put in place 30 years ago.
Sometimes they are a little stoic when they do have something going on and they don't want to be exposed and thinking that everyone's talking about it. But most of the time, I think when our employees are really hurting, they will come forward, and we do address it and help them out.
But it's a shift in firehouse culture that may be having an even greater impact.
A lot of times it's just talking to each other, you know, when they process out a fire.
We're learning now that we're human and that it is okay to have difficulty with the things that we experience, and that there's options both within the department and outside the department, and people understand that we can overcome PTSD thanks to guys on the job that have dealt with it and have overcome the stigma, have overcome the fear of losing their job, have overcome the fear of being looked upon as weak, that we're able to start having that conversation in an open forum.
So what's next? The IAF, the group responsible for today's report, would like to expand PTSD resources, treatment, and prevention. And so far, just one state, Oregon, has presumptive laws, meaning the state officially recognizes PTSD as a job-related disability. Locally, firefighters like Dan DeGrice continue the conversation, educating their peers about the mental health risks of the job, something many in fire service never counted on. But it's so important to talk about.